Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Hello and welcome back. This is Insti, and I'm continuing playing Call of Cthulhu. And yes, last episode we were under this mansion's dungeons, and we saw the police officer to die, but apparently he didn't. And we spent some time in asylum. Let's see if the skill points haven't stuck, so I'll need to put these back. So one more point, and then spot hidden is full. Huh. And sanity, low, yes. And we read about the man gouged his eyes out with his own hands and smeared the walls of his cell with esoteric symbols. He seemed to be obsessed with a shambler linked to Sarah Hawkins. He died before my eyes, in circumstances that I cannot explain. Well, that was easy. He was hovering around in the cell, and his joints, bones, and neck snapping around, and then he fell dead. Very easy. But what actually caused that's a different thing altogether. And strictly speaking, I didn't spend much time in the hospital when I woke up transferred into cellars. Dr. Fuller carried out his experiments on patients without being troubled. Unknown machines sit beside anatomical drawings that are disturbing, to say the least. I just managed to escape from this place. I might not have as much luck another time. Yes, that could be a possibility. And then we had the medical book. Time to see what we can see now. What do we need to actually do? Hawkins Manor. I finally reached the stairs that lead to the first floor of Rearside Institute, but on the way I inhaled some gas that was leaking from a damaged pipe, and I passed out. I remember Bradley, that's the name. Alive, really? Who was talking to me, and I came to in the Hawkins mansion. I must understand what I'm doing here and what happens next. That is the interesting point. Can't open this door. Oh, they are there. Oh, fine. Before I go to check them, I'll try to see everything I can before moving forward.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
No. Well, that definitely clears these things. So let's go and see what they have to say. Okay. I'll check if there's anything in here, something new. Probably not.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce.
Yes, I am.
How do you feel?
Not good.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Little pick me up. I have already drank, so why not take another sip of whiskey? Wait a minute. Who cleaned in here? There was painting over there. Huh. Something odd is going on.
Damn.
Maybe a little too much whiskey. Yeah, that was a little too much whiskey, apparently. But anyways, let's see what they have to say about things. So, oh. So you're alive.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but That'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Sarah Hawkins was the object of a cult.
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I'll talk to this, and after that I'll go through these.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Shambler? And can I not talk about the other things now? Well, if that is the case, then that is the case.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
I'll go with the truth, probably.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Can I continue
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
So, well, Well, I apparently missed the possibility to talk each other separately.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
That's a little bad thing. I don't think I can load. Load the last save. I think it just saved, so well, maybe next time. There's always the next time. Probably nothing too specific. Dr. Fuller, Riverside Senior Physician. Dr. Fuller reigns as the undisputed master of the Riverside Institute and of its cellars, in which he carries out illegal experiments on his patients. I don't know what he has done to me, but I shouldn't be back on my feet so soon after my fall when the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion caved in. This man is dangerous, and I'd swear that he knows more about all this business than he is willing to tell. And I would say you probably are correct. So
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
So unfortunately, yeah, we missed those discussions. Well, what can you do? Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have new trail to follow. Francis Saunders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler and that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
I know.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Well, well.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
I do indeed. Before that, I'll try to snoop around if I am allowed. Which seems...
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
No, I don't have enough points for that. I know I said I'm gonna tell the truth, and yes, let's go with that. Probably shouldn't do this, but anyhow.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Well, I tried. I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. The true culprit is Fuller. It wasn't me who sent him there. I don't have enough eloquence for this. Let's go with this.
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Well, let's see. What is Cat doing here? How do you know Sarah Hawkins? Okay, let's start with
May
that.
I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Okay, I believe you're not fool.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Okay, and now, Shambler.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
No.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself,
Do I have to?
if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
No.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
I don't want to go. No, I don't want to see anything about Shambler. Okay, that's full. So next I will upgrade investigation. So now I don't miss anything, hopefully, except everything. Irene Sanders. It's clear that she holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband. But what I don't understand about Irene Sanders is the mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before his horrid death in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. That is true. I don't want to go look. The Shambler, please. I believe it's not a great idea. Wait. I hope that was... Really? Was there actually some kind of code you input, or was I just lucky?
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Art and Mysticism, Forgotten Object is a collection written by Francis Sanders. In it, he catalogues and categorizes objects from all ages and origins that are linked to occult or mystical practices. It is opened at the page of a dagger that bears a symbol that is not unknown to me. Huh. Maybe he has a collection. We have seen something similar. An exceptional dagger made in Ottoman Empire in the 16th century. The elder sign is engraved on its guard. She is known to have belonged to Bargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent court. According to the legend, at the time the castle's mirrors were haunted by creatures who could travel through them to kill Suleiman's subjects. Bargali used the elder sign to protect the court against the creature by painting it on the mirrors. After that, he was executed by the order of the Sultan. Did Suleiman fear Bargali's powers? Interesting. Ah. So if we ever find that knife, we are going to use that. And occultism just went up. Nice. And how's my sanity? Well, not too good, not too bad. I'll see if I can find anything. Oh. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 2. The second volume in this series covers everything from gas gangrene to trench nephritis. In addition to a precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. The incredible complexity of this book reserves it for medical experts. And we got our medicine up. Not much. I'll never be good with medicine. Can I talk to you? Nope, but there's something here.
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Letter of refusal. Okay.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I would try to avoid the Shambler baiting because I have a bad feeling about it.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Maybe?
A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
I think we will find out, which I do not like at all.
A house of artists.
Anything else? Oh, right.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Because the painting started the problems.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
No. 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 You definitely don't want to see that. At the Sanders. Cross-checking the information given by Francis Sanders and his widow, it is possible to reconstruct the events that led to the interment of Sanders. Everything points to Sanders and Sarah Hawkins being close, linked at least by the interest of the collector showed in the artist's work, but more probably by a certain friendship, attested to by the repeated refusals of Sarah Hawkins to sell the painting called The Shambler. Against all expectations, she finally gave it away for free. The feelings still shown by Irene Sanders towards Sarah Hawkins are evidently derived from what she considers to be the artist's responsibility. Madness struck Sanders a short while after he gained possession of the painting. Indeed. How's my sanity at this time of day? Not good, not bad. Is that the way we need to go for the Shambler? That is quite creepy painting. When you think about it, when you're walking around night and you just see a little bit of that. Okay. I'll try to see if I... Locked. Nice clock. These paintings I do enjoy, so... Yes. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to play. Why do we have a hidey hole here? Hopefully we don't hide in here. I'm playing time. Yes. Wait, what? Did I see blood on the painting? I'm almost certain that I saw blood on the painting and it disappeared.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
An audio recording that Francis Sanders left for his wife Irene. Well, let's listen. I'm a little worried now. Nope.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
So apparently that would have been a hint to the piano, which I opened just by luck. Can I open this door? No. I'm a little worried. Can I check this paint? No. I'm almost certain I saw blood on that painting. Okay, anyways. I guess that is where I need to go. Skull painting. Lovely. Okay. Hello?
I could use one of those.
I found the sleeping pills in the Sanders house. Were they prescribed to Francis Sanders or to Irene? Well, to be honest, I don't think it's the time to take the sleeping pills. Huh?
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Letter by Sarah Hawkins. Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
I'm missing one. Have I missed the first one? So, what was it? Wormwood or something like that? Wickwood, sorry. This volume spent some time on Reverend Wickwood's community, or Wickwood's. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. It seems I probably missed one. Well, that's too bad. I don't have enough strength to... I had enough strength to open this. Sanders Gallery. Okay, good. Before I enter the gallery, I'll take a quick break, but... Would you read the book? Absolutely. Malleus Bestiarum, Volume 2. Again, Hammer of the Animals, Creatures. It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Yes, they do exist. Welcome to my night bell. Nice. Sanity dropped. Oh yes. What is this? He has read an ancient treatise, the Malleus Bestiarium. This bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world or parallel dimensions. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. The ordeals you have gone through have left their mark, but you still manage as best you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. I'm playing this like a proper Cthulhu lore guy and read everything and succumb to the sanity if need be. And we are getting our occultism up. If it means the horrible death to us, then so be it. Okay, now we know. Dimensional Shambler. The Dimensional Shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension. Hence the name Dimensional. Where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and to allow it to rip you open with its claws. Abigail G. Men will gather the knowledge through the lines dictated to me by the Great Old Ones, but also in other volumes. The visions that assail me whisper me names and silhouettes of mystical creatures. Soon the Malleus Monstrorum, repository of all anatomical, cosmic and dimensional knowledge, will be seen as the authoritative work. This book, unholy among the most cursed books, will one day be the final rampart between man and the predators that are waiting to devour him, hidden behind the veils of parallel dimensions. Extract from Malleus Bestiarium by Abigail G. Interesting. And key and cylinder. Something happened? You look a little worried. I'll talk to you soon, but before we talk to her and... Dissertation on anatomical question. It is the work of a student in a book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. Good to know. How much do I have medicine now? Not much. 24. I'm amateur. But, yeah, I'll take a quick break, get something to drink, then we talk to Cat. And then we go to look the painting of Shambler, which probably is a portal where the Shambler comes, and my guess is I need to try to survive or do something. Because there are too many hints about Shambler, so we are definitely going to meet it. But anyways, before that, I'll go get something to drink. Be right back.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I got to verify the paintings for a buyer, another painting by Sarah Hawkins.
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
I found this drawing of a dagger. Did you come across anything like it in your reading?
Perhaps. I saw several daggers in the ledgers. I could always check. What I didn't find, however, was the slightest reason why I should help you, Detective.
I don't need your services. I can manage all on my own, thanks.
Do it then.
Can we not talk anymore?
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Oh, what is that?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Okay, an ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be. I don't know, but we have it now. More occultism. I love it. Yes, yes. I can... Oh! The Whale and the Cod. A Brief History, Darkwater Island by Irvan Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of the island. Okay, I'm finding new things in here. I have not... can't even speak anymore. I'm so astonished. I managed to miss few things. So I've been too hasty. Anyways, I digress. I think we're done, and let's go and die to the Shambler. Or rip our eyes out. Okay, there are some daggers. Weird looking daggers. Why can I check that? Let's see. Can I see the... Why do I have knowledge in here? Oh right, it's the book I just... These things I found, okay. The dagger. Inspect. So it's something like this. So I'll have to see if I can find that in here. No? No, definitely not. Okay, the painting is right over there. If I just not look at it... What is this? Ooh, lantern. Nice. More creepy. No. That is quite close, but not enough. It has only... Nope. No. Sumerian, perhaps? I don't know. Weird anyways. Could this be it? Let's see. It seems like it. Yes.
Why was he so interested in old weapons? Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Why is it something I can pick up? Okay, I need to remember it's right over here. Because I can't... Well, I can interact with it, but I can't take it.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
But it starts to seem like that is important. So, yeah, there's the lantern oil. More creepy paintings. There's that Shambler painting. So, because I'm thinking that painting is a excuse me, is a portal where the Shambler beast comes. So I probably need to destroy the portal or mark it. Because I don't think I can kill the creature. So what I'm thinking...
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
What I think about my knowledge of Lovecraft and whatnot. We basically go there. Shambler comes, tries to kill us, and we need to get the dagger and get back to the painting. There are some hiding spots and lantern oil. What happens if I put... Well, I could use the lantern. But, to be honest, I just feel like running could be something I need to do. Maybe light will work, because we have 2 oil fill-ups here. But, to be honest, I just try to run. Let's see, can I go behind? There's something over there. What is that? Far from possessing the talents of Sarah, Hawkins Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down the smallest detail. The card carries strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Okay, so this definitely confirms it. This is similar to the book. So basically I need to get that dagger. Once that, what's in the painting comes to me. Let's see if running is enough. Not on the painting. No. Yeah, I'm not going to do this stealthily. I'll try to do this as fast as possible. I know where I need to go. Oh, great. It doesn't have eyes, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter.
What the hell was that?
Don't you worry about that.
Damn. Did it hear that?
Probably. Just run, run, run. Don't look back. Don't look back.
That thing came out of this painting.
You.
There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it.
I didn't take the dagger. I didn't grab the dagger. Okay, skip. So that worked, but I need to grab the dagger.
What the hell was that?
I thought I grabbed the dagger, but apparently I didn't.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Wait, what? Did it work? No, no, no. Sanity loss. Yeah, that's not good. Cut your hand.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing?
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Okay, you knew about the monster?
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
That was interesting. The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. I can see that that could be a harder part there are two clues you need to have to understand what dagger you need to get. The one is behind the painting. But if you go and check the painting first, then that's funny. I think you could try to sneak, but when you know what dagger and where is it, it seemed to be much simpler to just leg it. But yeah, I didn't realize the first time that when I broke the glass, I didn't pick up the dagger at the same point. Yes, that was my mistake. Anyways, let's continue to the nameless bookstore. But if its name is Nameless Bookstore, then it's not nameless. Okay. Not a good sign. Blood and broken window. Or panel. Oh, by the way,
bookseller?
Well, we will try to find that out, but I'll need to check. What do we have in here? 2 points. I'll go with this. Sanity dropping. Yes. Meet the Shambler. It is Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting, using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol, but this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. The mark still managed the best you can. Keep your mind busy in order to chase away. Who knows where you might go. Okay. We are losing our sanity. Oh, right. I need to... Okay. Places. The Sanders house, all in shades of red and in gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. Defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Sampler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room? I will never be able to forget it. No, you should. Here's the dagger. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the elder sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Bargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Bargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from the creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had the Vizier executed. Did he fear him after his demonstration of power? Oh, forgotten. Extract of Art and Mysticism, Francis Sanders' Forgotten Objects. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for a moment. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. Okay, so we're gonna meet Shambler once more, most likely. We had this drawing, now we are in here. So my points are used. Yes. I think I'll check it. Okay. Now, let's see what we can find from here. Oh, there's something.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to his listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. So I have missed the first book, which is sad. Well, what can I do? Probably missed few things altogether. I want to go there or... Linguistics? Ah? More oil. Is that a gorilla? It seemed like it. Huh. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up till then, the region was a favorite refuge of citizens. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Well, that is interesting. Brains. And chess. Is that a holy grail? Maybe it is. I'm in a search of a holy grail. Oh, that was the oil. Okay. That's an eyeball. History of Darkwater Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Deviant behavior. Yes, I can see that. Maybe. Somebody loves skulls. Is that an airship or bug? Or both? I'll probably need to go there. So before that, I'll try to check. Oh!
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much of a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Oh, nice. Occultism up. Ooh, getting there. Somewhere. So what do we have? 4 and 2. So 1 and 3 is missing for the Darkwater. Hopefully I can find them. Oh. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. So that's medicine up, not much. Okay, do I need to check with the light if I have missed something? I'm a bit frugal with the lantern because it actually burns quite a lot of oil. And don't know where I need it next. There's a book. There's something. Handbook on anatomy and dissection. A precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. More medicine. Okay. Would you read the book? Oh, yes.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
More Malleus Bestiarium. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I have never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creature capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work to the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustration. Nice. Getting there. I don't know if I can get it 100%, but at least I'll try my best. So I think I've checked everything. So let's put the lantern away. I'll fill my oil, because why not? Now let's move on and see if we can...
What happened here?
Oh, yes, I need to construct. Okay.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Right over here.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
It definitely seems like it, yes. You are correct.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Okay. Oh, this... Well, yeah, blood. Blood? Anything around here? It would seem new. Okay, there's something.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
That is true, so not a professional, as we already gathered. But... what did he want? Yes, there's probably a safe here.
What killed all these animals?
Ugh.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Well, he got hurry.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
The symbol, maybe?
What the... Charles Hawkins?
Ah.
Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Anything else we can see?
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
I need to open the safe.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Have I checked everything? Yeah, the Elder Sign repelled that creature. I don't think there's anything else, hopefully. But we definitely won't leave until we open that bloody safe. I must read that book. Okay, we have things to do. Before I open the safe, I'll obviously check everything else. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult in its pages. Okay. Yes, there's definitely something
Is
hidden.
everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Probably so, yes.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Key of relay file. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to its being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mentioned the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Oh right, yes, not the Great Old Ones. Yes, the Elder Sign is not the Great Old One. I'm always mixing those up. I shouldn't, but I do. So, is that it? We have a book here.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combinations are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If, by chance, a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellectual and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Okay, there's... oh.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
We are already touching it. Amulet of the shape of a dog. A strange amulet. That pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. Okay. Yes. And sanity getting down. Did I... No, I don't have any points. Sarah Hawkins is responsible for the death of her husband. Okay. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself of being luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by ancient symbol. Do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorceress, devourer of bodies of the Leng cult, a sect from Central Asia, lies in this jade amulet. His very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, represents the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths the amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to track and dismember all the defilers. Okay, great. And key of relay file. Drake's memoirs. So I have found everything from here. Every secret, I mean. Yes. Yummy. Now I need to find the 3-cylinder. Oh.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
A book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals, invocations, and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. Lee de Lawrence's original. This volume is part of Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. Okay.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti, Rodriguera, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. This volume is part of Arkham Anthology, a luxurious... Okay. I would like to hear that opera.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Whitebridge. Okay.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Edward Pigman, Pigman's Model. A collection of poems by Edward Pigman Derby, also known the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when it first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Okay, yeah.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
And that was the... No. That was the opera. So I think I've checked everything.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Yep.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Can I check this?
How many volumes are there in this collection?
An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sudbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends, written by Albert Wilmart, professor of Miskatonic University. I know these are mostly fluff, but I want to check these.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts of different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes translation of Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. Right. Okay.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Indeed, we need to listen to them. But I want to check if there's something new, because I didn't see those books earlier. No, I don't think there's... But definitely I take more oil. Oh.
A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up specific motif? No idea. Now we check that too. How did I miss that earlier? No, I didn't miss, because now I can check the chessboard also.
Things are not looking good.
No, indeed not. Okay. Cylinder 1. How do I... Ah,
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
okay, so that is connected to that goblet.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Am I understanding correctly that these are codes? Well, I do know that those are the numbers. So cylinder 3 probably could be 9. But this is from the chessboard. What was this?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed,
Red drops.
set in divine gold. To be the guardian
The Queen
of the
has
Grail
little
does
protection.
not protect me from its attractions, Henry.
So
And I do
4
confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
red
The
drops.
chalice of knowledge.
1. Well, let's... Okay, let's start from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 549, maybe, perhaps? I'll try with that. I'm checking. 4 pieces. 5 those. The last part is either it's how many books we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But he mentions the 9th. So it's either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's either 8 or 9, probably. Let's see what we can do. 5, 4, 9. Wait, what? Okay, what was the last?
What did Drake say about this collection?
Something about volume 3,
Drake talked about a particular volume.
volume 9.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in
Yes,
his message.
yes.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was
Volume
talking about in
6.
his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
Volume 8, volume 8.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Volume 9. Received 8 years old, published 1908. So it's 9, but okay. Am I missing something? Let's see. So I'm certain that is 5. I'm almost positive it's 9. What did he say about the chess pieces?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Maybe I don't count the queen, so would it be 3? Because he's talking about those who are defending the queen, so maybe I don't count the queen? I'll try that. I'm still positive it would be the 9, the last one, because I don't see any other thing. So 9, 3. Right. So the ones who were defending it, yes. Come on, drink from the cup of knowledge. Oh, yes. Looking good? Wait, what? In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin, light inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Okay. So what is happening now?
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Okay.
Very well. I'll examine him. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Can I say this all? He has something in his belly? Maybe... No. State of limbs is worrisome, that is true. Dehydrated, but it could be connected with the belly problem. Let's go with the belly.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No, can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Oh, great.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
He's turning into a fish. Yes.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Right.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Okay, good. I'll check my... Oh.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
It does indeed, yes. But I think this is end of this episode. And oh. And we are apparently playing Marie for now. Well, actually we are following Marie to through the reading of the tome, I'm guessing. These are the books I found last time, yes. And the dog, can I inspect it? Yes, I can. What a lovely medallion. Or amulet. But anyways, I think this is the end of the episode. And next episode what are we actually doing? Trying to get in the Fuller's office and find some proof. And obviously snooping around quite a lot. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.